One of the things we do with clients right away when we start with them is we actually do an audit and analytics requirements document, right? Because every client comes to us and says, oh, we're tracking that. Oh, we're tracking that. Oh, we've got that. And that's true, they've got lots and lots of stuff they're tracking, but the stuff that's actually important for moving the KPI forward or optimizing the process is not being properly tracked. Or it's got lots of times when the data is not being stored properly, or any number of these types of situations, right? So try to get a sense of how accurate each of these sources are. And in particular, you're looking at this through the lens of that KPI that you're interested in moving forward, right? So it may be the case that some of these things you just don't work with. What I'm trying to advocate for through this talk is actually having focus and narrowing your scope, because it's a huge task to try to attack all of this at once. I also encourage folks to think about what are you tracking, what do you actually need to track. So, hired a junior web analytics person who did a spec for a new site that was being launched. Very long, thorough site about all the things that need to be tracked in Google Analytics, let's say. That's a lot of events being called on a page. Right? That slows down your page. It sounds great to track all that stuff, but you have to step back from that lens and say, how are people actually going to use this thing? Is anyone actually going to be going and optimizing based on this or analyzing based on this? I think this is also a time to talk about stopping some of your tracking, right? Once you've kind of figured out what it is that you need to figure out, don't be afraid to remove some of that, because this data set just growing is of no use to anybody if it's not actually being focused on. So, I felt the need to sort of make